Today, the corner where Vernell Bing was shot and killed was quiet. His death in May of 2016 sparked community outrage and days of protest. The 22-year-old African-American man was unarmed when he was shot by a Jacksonville sheriff's officer. Witnesses say he appeared to be limping away from the scene at the time.
Now, neither of those facts was contradicted by the hundreds of pages of documents released by the state attorney Monday night. The full investigative file provided a wealth of new information about the minutes just before Bing's death.
First Coast News investigative reporter Ann Schindler joins us now with what some people are saying is an unprecedented bit of transparency in local law enforcement. Ann.
Well, the upshot of the report is that the shooting of Vernell Bing was justifiable based on the officer's fear for his own life. The decision not to prosecute by itself is not surprising. It's one of 132 police-involved shootings in Jacksonville over the past decade. None, literally not one, has ever been prosecuted. But Melissa Nelson's decision to release the entire investigative file is a departure for law enforcement agencies in Jacksonville, which have a well-established reputation for secrecy.
Yeah, this is unprecedented.
Mary Kelly Palka, editor of the Florida Times-Union, says the decision to release all records in a police-involved shooting case represents a sea change for the state attorney's office. Melissa Nelson's predecessor, Angela Corey, for instance, refused for a time to speak to the newspaper's reporters or even send press releases to their office.
For about a year and a half, they wouldn't talk to us.
Too often, she says, the approach to public records is to withhold as much as possible for as long as possible.
And then it becomes almost this game, like, well, you didn't ask for it this way, or you didn't ask for this exact record.
I'm encouraged by what we see at the state attorney's office.
Jacksonville attorney Andrew Bonrood has sued JSO multiple times for police misconduct. He does not think the Bing case is an instance of police wrongdoing.
The moment somebody chooses to weaponize a vehicle against an officer, you can count on deadly force being returned.
More access to information about a police shooting case could help alleviate community concerns about police, he says.
No, Jacksonville is definitely behind the 8 ball on this. Jacksonville is a standout when it comes to police accountability and transparency. This is not common.
You mean lack of accountability?
Yeah, lack of accountability. It's a standout for all the wrong reasons.
Despite that history, Bonrood is hopeful that the Bing case could be a turning point.
It shouldn't be exceptional, but it is exceptional because of the history of how we do things in Jacksonville. And hopefully it's how we'll do things going forward.
Now, I spoke to the attorney for the Bing family last night. He also hailed the disclosure of the investigative file, which he says he's been trying to get from JSO since Bing's death. While he praised the state attorney for releasing the information, he said he disagreed with her conclusion. The family plans to continue with their civil lawsuit against JSO in federal court. Ann Schindler, First Coast News, on your side.